I'm Peter Moser. The show is called Alien Soundtracks, and my guest tonight is Alex Douglas. We're working our way through Throbbing Gristle, Genesis P-Orridge, and Cozy Fanny Tootie, Chris Carter. And incidentally, Throbbing Gristle is not just a cult, so to say. It even found its way, the album we played, the 20 Jazz Funk Greats, found its way into the review column of the Vancouver Sun a few months ago. The review was written by Fiona McQuarrie, and she says that the 20 Jazz Funk Greats is highly innovative electronic music. The four-member band, with some names as imaginative as the music, for example, Genesis P-Orridge and Cozy Fanny Tootie, makes sparse rhythmic music, simple but full of surprises. Try the quasi-African beat on What a Day or the swirling chords of Exotica, which is what we heard. And check out Throbbing Gristle's 2 previous albums, and of course, there are a lot more than 2 previous albums. But here's Alex to tell us what is coming up next on our special 2 hours of Throbbing Gristle on Alien Soundtracks. Alex?
Okay, we've got a lot more music to play. Maybe now we'll maybe mention some of the records which are available, because I'm sure maybe some people that know Throbbing Gristle know that they have deleted their stock, which was produced by Industrial Records, which was their company. But not to worry. To start with, second annual report is readily available as it's put out on the Fetish record label. A new single put out by Adolescent Records, which is Five Knuckle Shuffle, which we heard earlier in the program. And, I'm trying to think of the flip side of that one. Oh, We Hate You Little Girls. Exactly. That's out on single, and I know that most of the import record stores in town have it. And also I'd recommend going into some of the big record stores too and saying, these records are available, and asking them why they aren't putting them on their shelves. But that's another story. Also, I phoned Rough Trade down in San Francisco today to find out, and they still have the Throbbing Gristle packaged cassettes down there. This is the live versions, but they only have it in the box set, which is over $200. So that's pretty expensive, but it's still there. But I guess the big news is I hear that Fetish Records out of Britain is going to put out a 5-album set in a box set, and the 5th album will be the live version of their San Francisco concert, which was their last concert.
You went to see that, didn't you?
I went to see that, and I must admit it was something special.
Alex phoned us from there. Spent his own dimes to do it, too.
And Peter, I believe you have some information on a record which came out of Berlin.
Yeah, it's called Funeral in Berlin, and it's out on a German label called the Zensor Zickzack Records, which are now finally finding their way into local record stores. As Alex said, all you have to simply do is check out some of the stores who deal with Rough Trade and see what they've got in stock. If you also want to find out more and maybe write to Rough Trade yourself, give us a call at 684-8494. Tell us what you think about the show. If you want to talk to Alex about Throbbing Gristle or the availability of records in particular, you're quite welcome. It's 684-8494. If you want to write to us, you can write to us at 337 Carroll Street. That's Vancouver Cooperative Radio at 337 Carroll Street. The Throbbing Gristle album in Germany is called Funeral in Berlin, and it says, Das definitiv letzte, oh no, I can't say that. The definite last sound documentary of Throbbing Gristle, only previously unreleased cuts. And it's on Zensor, Zensor 001. And it doesn't say for how much money, but there are some stores in town dealing direct with German independent labels. So if you want to check it out, it's called Funeral in Berlin, Throbbing Gristle, Zensor 001. And give us a call at 684-8494 if you want some more information.
Okay, so I think we'll get back into some music, but first of all I'd like to read an interview with Genesis P-Orridge, and what it's talking about is the idea that Throbbing Gristle, although they put music out to you and they put out some of their thoughts and stuff, they don't really mean it, or what I should say is they're more or less trying to put it out just for your mind to think about. And we'll read this. People misunderstand. They think that if you refer to something, you're either glorifying it or agreeing with it. And that's not true, you know. Because if it was true, then every newspaper that reported a murder would be saying, we think people should commit murders. But if an individual, or a musician, or an artist, or a writer refers to it, they're immediately attacked like they were, and like we were. and we're told we're approving of child murder or rape. How come that in reality it's only the preserve of people in the control of the mass media? That we agree with, which is not necessarily true. What we say is, this is a very interesting case, and if only we all studied it very hard, maybe we'd all find out something about ourselves and why it happened. They don't really want to, you see, because American society would have to completely turn around and alter itself, and they'd have to start being responsible for their activities. Most in the middle class are totally brain damaged, you know. They're just deadheads. So, as Genesis would say, maybe really what we all need is a little discipline. And here's discipline.
We need some discipline
Discipline, the big one. In a word or two words, rather, humanity and demonstration. Can you make it? Throbbing Gristle, their final records. The mission is terminated. Their passion was reality. Their politicizing was defined in the most elemental sense. The humor, a decayed and seedy transgression. The music's mood, a savage farce, carrying the merciless clarity of conflict. This 12-inch is the most controlled and concentrated representation of Throbbing Gristle's predatory, bared, activating imitation of irrationality and absurdity. The A-side is a digital recording of Discipline performed in Berlin. The B-side is a binaural recording of Discipline performed in Manchester. The piece deals with unconscious boredom. It's the ultimate, specific Throbbing Gristle call. Their intensity and insanity comes down to this. Put your own house in order. Climb the fence. What is correct living? What is dignity? What are the fundamental changes necessary? Throbbing Gristle are about awakening, to be aware of our condition and our conditioning. Discipline embraces the basic problems of control and interference, moral ruin, and incessable tension as compulsively as Cabaret Voltaire on Voice of America. It's absent of trick or treat. It's explicit, acid, and brittle, an open conflict between surface and depth sensibilities. Genesis P. Orridge plays the trapped lunatic, whose rant is an imperfect assault on stability and slavery. Put your own house in order. Throbbing Gristle played their last concerts in San Francisco and Los Angeles. Those seeing the act from a place away from rock lusted after the designs and decisions, appreciated the instinctive drive. Captain Beefheart said they'd go far. Far enough. Critics deemed that their value to future developments would be as contextually important as the Velvet Underground. Fair enough. One day, Throbbing Gristle's music will sound rich and sweet. For now, everything you feel about Throbbing Gristle, septic, morbid, incomprehensible, gimmicky, think the opposite and wake up.
Nice.
You are listening to Vancouver Cooperative Radio, 102.7 FM. The show is called Alien Soundtracks, and the special tonight, if you haven't guessed by now, a group called Throbbing Gristle. We'd like to thank all the people who called in during the last set in particular. One of our favorite listeners is a guy who came through during the marathon and pledged a lot of money, and we love him a lot. His name is Paul Sandage, and he listens from Cumberland on Vancouver Island. If you have friends in the interior, for example, we are available. We are being heard on cable throughout British Columbia, so we do have quite a wide audience, and we get quite a lot of cards and letters from all over the place, and we thank you all for them. And Paul liked it, and specifically phoned in to find out about some of the tapes and where they are available. Another call goes out to all of you. If you are interested, give us a call at 684-8494. And Alien Soundtracks and some more of Throbbing Gristle and the Chris Carter solo tape, which sounds very fluid, which is another side of Throbbing Gristle, being the Chris Carter solo music compositions, should appeal to people of more fluid type electronic music. But more about that after this message from Co-op Radio. But enough talk. We're ready for some more Throbbing Gristle, and I think we've got the Chris Carter tape queued up. You want to tell us a little bit about Chris Carter, Alex?
Yeah, Chris Carter tape. It's one of the tapes that Industrial Records, the record company behind Throbbing Gristle, put out, and it's a 90-minute cassette of just his music. And Chris is sort of the controlling force behind Throbbing Gristle. His tape is beautifully melodic, and the sounds flow back and forth, and he's pretty well responsible for most of the rhythms. And in the live shows, a lot of his rhythms are pre-recorded, and Peter Christopherson, or better known as Sleazy, he controls the tapes, and Chris Carter's in the background, and he does a lot of the echoing of Genesis' voice and stuff like that. So he is a very big member of the music of Throbbing Gristle. So here's his tape, two cuts from his tape.
On Alien Soundtracks, Chris Carter of Throbbing Gristle, and give us a call at 684-8494. Enjoy. But for why? But for what? Throbbing Gristle on Alien Soundtracks. More specifically, a little track from the Chris Carter tape, which is also available on Industrial Records, if you're interested. If you want to give us a call at 684-8494, Alex Douglas can clue you in with what's happening about, particularly the tapes. I haven't seen the tapes. I've seen all the records, or most of the records, sporadically. Some of them have been available, some of them have not. It all depends on when the particular store does their import order, of course. But everybody is getting into cassettes now, and maybe you should go around to these stores and tell them, Alex, where these tapes can be ordered so the general populace can pick them up in the stores, you know?
Well, I don't think you'll ever be able to pick up the tapes. They were, I wouldn't say they were limited production, but the thing is Industrial Records is pretty well closed down. Throbbing Gristle, I'm going to say they've split up because that's what they've done right now. Genesis, P-Orgy, and Sleazy have gone on to video. But I got a letter from Kazi Fanny Tootie just the other week there.
From her personally?
Yes.
I envy
signed.
you.
And her and Chris Carter say they're going to put out a new record on Rough Trade. So that's not the end of Chris Carter's music, and I'm sure you'll hear a lot from them. And in reading some of the interviews of Genesis P-Orgy, he says that they may come back. They may come back under a different name, etc. But they've done what they wanted to do, and I think they felt they were becoming too popular. People were listening to their music because it was the thing to do, and that's not what Throbbing Gristle wanted.
And that's generally not too bad. Of course, it's the band's decision. You obviously will never get as popular as, in broad terms, as ABBA was or anything. I mean, nobody would ask that. But a thought went through my mind. If you said that Chris Carter and Cozy are going to do something together on record, that could be an interesting combination.
It could.
Again, probably totally different from the general gist of what Throbbing Gristle has done.
Yeah, I think it'll be a lot like his tape. I think it'll be a lot, I can't use the word nicer music, more accessible maybe, but I think it will still have a very imaginative music to it. On the DOA album, Third Annual Report, each artist got to do their own little cut by themselves, and the one by Kazi Fanny Tootie was very interesting. It was taped back and forth, sort of like a spliced up tape of cutting out certain sounds, etc. And so, you know...
It's also interesting to hear they're going into video.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely a video explosion right now, and it'd be very interesting to see whether they are submitting some videos for international video festivals and things like that.
Yeah. Well, they actually have 2 videos of Throbbing Gristle playing live.
During concert? They didn't use it in San Francisco?
They used it in San Francisco, but I haven't heard if they're ever offering that. But they have a video of the Heat and Earth concert that they played live for the record. They have a video of that. They have a video of their Manchester concert, which was done about 1979, which you can get on Betamax, etc. Although, again, because Industrial Records have folded, I doubt if you're going to be able to pick that up from Industrial Records.
I would also caution anybody who's interested in getting videos by Throbbing Gristle or anybody else from England not to do that until they are sure it's on the system that's compatible over here. They are on the PAL system in Europe, which is actually a nicer system. I wish we had it over here. It's one of the most clearest television pictures I've ever seen. But most videos, all videos over there are recorded on the PAL system, and it just wouldn't work over here, and you'd waste your money. So before sending away, see if they can be converted or whether they have them in both formats.
I believe they don't have them in the U.S. format as of now, but they do exist, and maybe some year they will become popular.
All right, what else is up? We've still got, 25 minutes of Throbbing Gristle on Alien Soundtracks.
Well,